are few events and institutions in Western European history that are so universally condemned and thoroughly denounced as what we refer to as the Inquisition. Condemned, denounced, and so poorly understood. But as students of history, we who have lived through, studied, and witnessed the intellectual and political tyranny of 20th century socialism, in both of its forms as National Socialism and Communism, as well as McCarthyism and political correctness, we have a tendency of letting these experiences color our perceptions of the past. Perhaps it would be more worthwhile to investigate the causes and consequences of the West's first attempt at ideological conformity than to simply condemn it from the lofty summit of our moral superiority and move on. We might approach the Inquisitions with this attitude in mind, if I may paraphrase C.S. Lewis: we congratulate ourselves because we don't burn witches anymore. But then again, we don't believe in witches anymore. We need a change of approach because there are some very disconcerting aspects about the Inquisitions that require research and elucidation. For example, why were monarchs so keen not to abolish the Inquisitions, but to wrest control of them away from the Church? Why did prisoners in secular prisons often ask to be tried by an Inquisition court? Why were the Inquisitions so immensely popular with the people, except of course with the victims? How much of what we think we know about the Inquisitions is actually based on fact, and how much is derived from the infamous Leyenda Negra, the Black Legend, propaganda concocted by Protestant England against Catholic Spain during the centuries of their interminable wars? Why has some modern research, especially on the Spanish Inquisitions, been dismissed out of hand, without its merits and flaws even being discussed before it is condemned? Why was Francis of Assisi canonized as a saint, yet others who preached pretty much the same thing got condemned as heretics? Perhaps we should look closely at the underlying causes of the Inquisitions, how the Inquisitions really functioned, why the Inquisitions lasted so long, and what were in fact the true horrors of the Inquisitions. And then perhaps a better understanding and sounder understanding of the West's first attempt at ideological conformity might actually shed some light on our own recent attempts to do the same.